Okay, we'll call this meeting of October 20th, 2011 to order. The time being 4:33. Let the record show that Selectman Boudreau is not present. Selectman Dawson will be here shortly. So we have the minutes to go through.
Page 2,
Mm-hmm.
a quarter of the way down, he's going to come forward with a plan to redeem the property, and the selectmen have not heard back on his plan F. There's a flying F,
A flying
a hanging F.
out? Okay.
I don't know what that's about, but
Do you see it, Kathy?
Yes,
if it's just
I'm
a
looking and I'm
weird
thinking,
thing,
what
makes
is that?
sense.
Yeah. As I say, on page 1, in the third paragraph, about halfway down, it says it starts with charges against him, comma, unless the employee affected, number 1, you've got ha A. I'm not sure, is that has a right? Did you just leave out the S?
I'm sorry, where are you, Sandy? On page-
Okay, in first page,
Mhm.
the third part down where it starts with Chair Constantino called the meeting to
Okay.
order, go about halfway down and the sentence says charges against him, comma.
Oh, has a right. I
Okay,
see
so
it.
it's just the S that was
Mhm.
left out.
Yep, I see it.
Page 4, under Finance Officer, I think McDurgan, is that MCDURGIN, or is it AN?
I'll double check that. No, I'm not too sure. I think it's McDurgan, G-I-N.
Mm.
I'll double check that.
Under that finance officer's report, in the first paragraph, it says to clean the Doler printer. I'm thinking that Doler is supposed to be color, unless that's a brand name, and if it is, it should be capitalized.
Oh, yeah, under the $90,
Yeah,
right next to where I said McDurgan, to clean the Dola,
Color.
should be color.
Is that? No, it's called a Doler.
New technology.
Yes.
page 4, last line. Certain mergers, switching certain mergers back to Halifax, that should be meters, shouldn't it?
Yes.
Hello, very long.
What?
Selectman Dawson made a motion that the school resource officer assigned to the school district would only be using the 2004 and 2005 cruiser, second by Chair Constantino. Discussion. Selectman Justman asked to have the oldest available cruiser because the 2004 and 2005 might be out of service. Selectman Dawson said she would like to leave the motion specifically the 2004-2005 cruiser. Town will bill the district an additional $1,500 per year for the use of the vehicle. Then, Chair Constantino amended her motion to accept the school resource officer memorandum of understanding to include the town will bill the district an additional $1,500 for the use of the vehicle, second by Selectman Plesner. There's nothing in here about that it will be the 2004, 2005.
Right. But we also didn't vote on the motion that was before that.
Correct.
I found that very confusing, and I saved those tapes, Pat, because I did this verbatim, and I didn't get any seconds, and I thought, I'm
I
just gonna
suspect you
hold.
did.
Yeah, I saved the tapes because I knew there would be questions on
Right.
this.
I think that the issue is with us. I think that the original motion, we didn't
We didn't act on it.
act on
Didn't
the
act on.
original motion,
Exactly.
and then we went on to another motion, so,
And I didn't know if I should leave that one out, and.
no, we need to act on the motion of the
Right.
2004, 2005
Right,
cruiser, so we should re-motion that,
right. And now,
and clean it up, because we've already motioned it in the memorandum of understanding.
Correct.
It's more of a policy than would be a contractual,
now
in
is
the
it in that
MOU.
understanding? Is it in the understanding that they'll just use the 2004, 2005?
No, that would
It's
be
not.
more of a policy than it would be
Okay.
that's in, that would be more a police policy than it would be
Right.
for the memorandum of understanding. It is, however, in the memorandum of understanding for the $1,500, if they
I
want
know
the
that that's
additional.
in there, but we also made the motion and we voted on that. It
Right,
was the other one, we never went anywhere with.
we should make that
Right,
a formal motion to make sure that
Okay, well, I was gonna say, I like that idea, but I also, have to give credence to Joe's part about what if the, car is.
You're not gonna have both of them out of service at the same time. So,
What if we just put in there the 2004 and 2005, if available? That's what we
no,
do.
because now it leaves the window open.
Oh.
The only cruises for the SOU, the SRO, to be used for SRO usage would be the 2004, 2005.
Okay,
Because you have one out, you use the 2005.
Right.
If the 2004 is out, you use 2005, 5's out, you use 2004.
right, because neither one of those cars are really equipped anyways, I
Right.
recall. from our
That's right.
fingers. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So, you wanna make a motion on that?
No, move after the, right after the minutes.
All right.
So we never actually voted.
On the use of the policy use of which vehicle to use for the SRO, we never actually voted.
Well, it says,
Hold up here.
after further discussion, Chair Constantino makes motion to accept the school resource officer MOU.
Well, the
We never
MOU,
ended up voting on it.
correct,
So we didn't vote on the cars,
right.
so we need to bring that up and make a motion.
We voted on adding the $1,500
Right.
to the MOU memorandum of understanding if they chose to have a vehicle available to them at the school, but we did not, make it a policy to the chief on which vehicle is to be available at the school at all times, the 2004, 2005, because there was some question last year that at times the 2006s were there.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we bring the minutes of September 1st, 2011 to the floor for discussion and approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there any more concerns, questions, or additions that we add to the minutes of 9/1/2011? All those in favor of the motions as amended?
Aye.
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 Okay, now do we want to make a motion now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion, on the first page, so I'll say it right. That on the, as a policy for the, for our school resource officer, that the only cruisers that will be used will either be the 2004 or the 2005. He's thinking.
I'm not thinking, I already know what my answer is.
Oh, okay.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I'm quite frankly not in favor of the SRO agreement. I think that Tilton's taking an unfair hit. I know there's enough votes to pass it, but I just can't bring myself to vote for something that's gonna cost the town of Tilton's taxpayers extra money. And I understand it's short notice on the school and.
We already did that though, Joe.
Yeah, all we're
We
doing
already-
is voting on the car.
Right. We're not doing the SRO. The SRO memorandum of understanding has already passed.
That was voted on and
What?
passed.
What we're voting on right now is a policy to the chief to only use the 2004 and the 2005 cruiser for the SRO officer that's assigned to the school. That's all we're
For
voting
the
on.
life of this particular contract?
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
That's all we're voting on.
Yeah.
There's no monies involved in that,
Okay,
it's just a policy.
all right.
There, okay, all those in favor of the motion?
Yes.
Aye. Okay, all right, so, that. All right, we have, signature needed. The undersigned has permitted Bonnie Randall, Carol Stone, and Dennis Evans to borrow or make copies of certain photographs of Tilton, copies of which are attached hereto with the understanding that such photographs may be included in works comprised of historical photographs for the Tilton area. The undersigned warrants Bonnie Randall, Carol Stone, and Dennis Evans that publication of the photographs submitted by the undersigned will not, to the undersigned's knowledge, violate any copyright law or infringe in any way on the literary property of another. It is agreed that the undersigned has no right or interest of any kind whatsoever against Bonnie Randall, Carol Stone, Dennis Evans, with respect to these photographs, and any interest or rights that the undersigned may have hereby released and waived. Nothing contained herein shall affect or impair any rights to use the photographs that undersigned may have had. This is in conjunction with, they are writing the history of Tilton, a book on the history of Tilton. So they have asked to come into the town, Grange, different municipal buildings, and asked to copy some of the artifacts that we have here so that they could compile in their book.
Sounds like a worthy, and they're not gonna take the originals, they're just gonna copy them, right?
Right.
Well,
They've been coming here to do it, they haven't
it
been
says to
taking.
borrow and make copies.
Well, so far, they've made their copies here. They've brought their machine here and copied here at the town hall. This stuff is not leaving so far, has not left the town hall to go out.
Can we, I would be in favor of doing this if we crossed out borrow.
Yeah, just said make copies, and the penciling at the town hall. So that they're never leaving here. Yeah, because,
Some of
well,
those items might not be at town hall, though,
Some of them are
at the Grange, right?
at the Grange, some of them are at the fire department, some of them are at,
well, they would
library.
just, yeah, they would just stay wherever they are, wherever their home is. You know, but,
I would
Maybe.
imagine any place else would be up to the people that have them.
right, you know, because there could be private people
Right.
out there too that have photos that.
Well, they're interested in the ones at Polly's as well.
Yeah, so that would be up to the owner of Polly's,
Right.
if she wants to allow them to come in
Absolutely.
and make copies.
Correct.
Has nothing to do with us.
I think it's okay.
Well, I only have one problem with this, but I don't know that it should be talked about in public, so. You know, and it's the whole situation that was brought up as far as the conversation that Catherine had. And, you know, just the idea that I was a little bit disappointed by
Oh, okay.
what was
I know
what we
where
heard.
you're going.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have a non-public legal
Yeah.
issue. We'll also bring that up in non-public. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
but otherwise, I think it is a worthwhile project. I have absolutely nothing against the project.
Any chances of us getting a copy when it's done?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, in the FYI, we have, letter of deficiency from, DES, Mr. Graves,
Mr. Gray?
on West Hollis Street, let me see, West Hollis Street, Public Water System, Rogers Development.
Oh, okay.
And then, letter of deficiency, Tony Belanger, Winnisquam Country Lake Condos.
Mhm.
Violation is monitoring and reporting violation.
Right.
Um, Notice of violation for Rogers Development.
Yep.
We had another one.
Violation of what?
Well, this first one is, violations for total, coliform bacteria as defined by rule number blah, blah, blah.
Water quality.
And then it's going on to say this violation can be corrected and future violation prevented by taking the following actions, and they give them a list of actions. This one is notice of standard maximum contaminant level violation for total, the coliform bacteria. Is required to issue public notice as soon as possible, no later than 30 days. And you have to have proof that within 10 days that you have sent this notice to the people that are on your system. And then of course it talks about what they have to do in order to clean it up. And this one, Tony Belanger. Violation. Let's see here, maximum contaminant level.
Seems to be a lot of that going around lately, hasn't it?
Well, I think what happens too is when you get a lot of rain, you know, stuff gets into the wells. Seems like it happens a lot. But a lot of these notices come out because they're not testing as often as they should.
This is a shoreline impact permit for James Ettore for 40 Lake Road in Tilton.
Mm.
And this is a shoreline protect impact permit for Joan and Leonard Hall of Atkinson for 34 Lake Road. Did I say Lake Road on that one?
Yes, you did.
Oh, Laconia Road.
You said Lake Road, 40 Lake Road.
And this is 34 Lake Road, so they must be doing something.
Looks like they're proposing to expand the footprint of the non-conforming primary structure, expanding a deck and installing stormwater controls on this one. And on this one, purpose of expanding an existing porch, constructing a new accessory structure, and installing stormwater controls.
Okay, this is where I get to do my dance.
Okay.
Dear Pat Constantino, on behalf of the Home Depot Foundation, we are pleased to inform you that the grant has been approved for your organization. Please find enclosed payment in the form of the Home Depot gift card. We appreciate the services your organization is providing in the community. We hope this grant will help you to achieve your goals as set forth in your proposal. Your grant report is due upon completion of the project or as set forth in your grant agreement. We must have a grant report on file prior to your consideration of your organization for future grant monies. Any recognition regarding this grant award should be made in the name of the Home Depot Foundation. We would also appreciate the opportunity to review any press release you may generate to publicize this initiative and its funders. Please contact Catherine Woodling at such and such number or email her for approval of questions regarding press release. Again, we are delighted to partner with you on an exciting venture. We wish you success as you move forward. Yay! Do I do my little dance now? It is exceptional. What this means is that Home Depot, the warrant article that the town approved last year, only took us to a point that would allow us to avert. It didn't get us to a complete point where we would hope to have opened up this year. And Home Depot came in and looked at what was necessary to get us in there. It means putting a floor in the kitchen, the hallway, the bathrooms. It means counters, cabinets, pantry. It means a toilet and a sink and one bathroom with a vanity. It means a roofed porch with a ramp in the rear entrance of the building. Huge, absolutely huge. And this will happen on November 2nd, on November 5th, and they'll finish up on November 7th, which means that we may very well be in and having meetings. We had our first meeting there yesterday, but we will be able to continue to have meetings and start opening up slowly and possibly working to a grand opening when our sinks come in and so on.
Are you saying you're gonna cook Thanksgiving dinner there for
No.
everybody?
We need the stove working, Mr. Jessamine.
I understand. And in conjunction to that, I have not heard a word about our equipment donation possibilities. There was a fire up in Ashland at the original Common Man, and I mean, it's not a huge thing, but I guess it is taking all of his energy in
Oh, I
there.
hear
So
that.
I've got messages in, but I'm hot to go.
We have a small crew that's gonna clean it up, ready for the plumber next week.
Let me know.
To
what
put the
day
gas
it's at,
line.
you know?
Actually, Jane's running the show on that.
Okay.
To clean it up and-
If you can use another hand.
Okay, clean up the old stove
Big
and
stove, yeah.
some of the workers, and so
I never see peas.
Team Depot is actually gonna come in and install everything that they're buying for us, the cabinets and so on and so forth, so
Outstanding,
it's labor plus, so.
outstanding, that's.
The only thing we have to do is feed them.
We should,
Thanksgiving dinner?
No, the day that they work.
we should send Home Depot a letter of our appreciation.
A
Absolutely,
huge
absolutely,
thank you.
we will make sure that that happens tenfold. Okay, moving right along. We have a letter from Adele, is it Shuroff? The Winnisquam Regional School District Budget Committee has 2 vacancies in the committee and seek to fill the town's Tilton 1 and Northfield 1 until the next annual meeting in the school district. Those wishing to apply must be a resident of Northfield and or Tilton for the respective seats and registered voters. Interested candidates should send a letter stating intentions by October 20th, which is today, 2011, to the chairperson of Winnisquam Regional School District Budget Committee, 433 West Main Street, Tilton, New Hampshire. I think if you send a letter, they would be gratefully accepted, even after the October 20th. All right, this letter is to Joyce from Metrocast. Please see attached a copy of the annual privacy notice from Metrocast that was recently mailed to our customers in September. And we have a boundary survey for the town of Tilton for Grange Road, which we got. We also got plans from, which we're not gonna make a decision on, he's coming in on November 3rd, is from John Bernard. He came in with an engineered, 2 engineered plans. One, he had gone for the wetlands, which is this one, and he brought this one in today for, the view. So this is the proposed parking lot that he'd like the right of way outbuilding,
This is up there.
and then this is where he is.
Mhm.
But my question to this, and after looking at it, if you look at our survey, if you look at where the sewer is here, in the back, where the triangle is in the back, where he wants the right of way. It looks like this is the drain, this is the sewer. It looks like his line is the old line and not the new surveyed line.
Yep.
Here.
I'm looking for a ruler.
In the top drawer on the right side, on the right-hand side, on the opposite desk.
Over there?
Yep, up, yeah. So,
I would say definitely,
see where he's going here
yeah.
with this one? This is over here,
Mm-hmm.
goes this way. And this is where he is here, on the sewer. Here's the pin. You have to be 20 feet from the road. And this is 18.76 feet from the road.
Well, that won't work then.
And he wants to take this chunk. But if you look at it, he wants to do, he has a cut in here, and he has a cut in here. Does he want to come here?
I think he wants people to walk in there, doesn't he?
He wants a road, not a walk, a road, he wants a, 18-foot.
Your eyes might be better. Does that say 1 inch equals 8 feet or 5 feet? Is that 5?
Yeah, that's two.
Oh, okay. Thank
But-
you.
But if it's, he will come in and, but we have a lot of questions. Because if, here's 18 feet roadway going this way, 25 feet he wants, this way. Why doesn't he just go this way? This is where his proposed parking would be.
Yeah.
Why not go this way on his own property here?
Oh, wow.
But when we do that, what he wants is us not to use this space here.
Oh, so his parking lot with 6 or 7 spaces over here is gonna cost us 5 or 6 spaces over on our side of the building.
More than 5 or 6, it's gonna cost us quite a bit. It's probably, we could angle in here, because you see,
We could get at least that many on this side of the building.
at least,
Okay. The only problem I have is if you measure from here to here, now this is the outbuilding.
correct,
The range he's not showing on here, but
correct.
from right here, I didn't even come from the edge, from right here over is only 15 feet. So that's gonna put this pass very close to the corner of the building.
Very close,
Yeah,
right. You only have probably, roughly 18 feet from where the building,
is that ours? I'm looking to see if I can get an idea.
see where this comes out?
Yeah,
From here to here, you roughly only have about 15 to 16 feet here to the, so if he's taking this, it's gonna be just about 18 feet from this corner,
and that's for
a right of way.
a right of way now. Is he going to be driving on that right of way?
Yes.
I like it very much. Because it's really crowding, and now you're saying that he really doesn't want us to use this side over here at all.
That's the intent.
I think we're giving up a lot of rights to our property. Oh, that's all right, I can make copies of them, but I just,
We emailed them in your email.
okay, that's fine. But that's the problem I see with that is, you're gonna be awfully close to this side of the building. I think think
He
of it.
doesn't show the picture with the building, how many feet away from the building he's gonna be,
Right.
what, in conjunction, what kind of material this is gonna be, because it's all, it's gonna be dusty as get out.
Yeah, depending on what he uses for a surface, yes. But
So-
it also doesn't show his building here, and this line, I'm assuming this is the iron pipe that is in
Yes,
this, and, this here is just a point, now this dotted line here, is that supposed to be a property line,
that's
or
supposed
is?
to be a property line, yes.
Okay,
According to our property,
mm. That almost is. Where is he showing the sewer? Yeah, yeah. He's showing the sewer line. And the sewer line off the property. Yeah. Cause this sewer line, he's just showing that right off of this triangle.
right, he's coming this way with the,
Right,
he's gonna come
yeah,
this way,
yeah,
right like this,
right,
and then come this way. I'm sorry, right like this, and then coming back with
right.
this building.
Well, I guess my problem is he has an entrance over here, right? I prefer.
Andy has an entrance here,
Yeah, well,
off of Route 3.
right over here, but I think, I personally would prefer he comes straight back here into his parking lot, or straight in here, cause he's got a curb cut over here too.
He said either way, he can create a walking, fill this in and create a walking path here.
On his property.
Yeah, on his.
In the back, on
And
his,
that's
yes,
what he could probably
right in
do.
here.
I hate to think that we're
Yeah.
gonna lose the
Well,
stuff closest to the door and park seniors in the bucket brook.
right. Well, I think that, from looking at this and that, that parking lot that he so generously offered us on that side is coming with too high of a price tag. That's my personal opinion.
Does any of his plans include unpaving, the part of our property that he paved over?
No, that hasn't,
Oh, no, not at all, no.
we can certainly talk about that another time, and that would press but it's interesting. That's yours.
Oh, this is,
What?
this is to Dean
Oh, yeah, from the Conservation Commission,
about that property,
right,
about the wetlands.
right.
It says the wetlands are not sufficient. This is, a note from Dina,
Well, no, it's to Dina.
to Dina
Yeah, I
from
saw
Chuck.
it. I already-
Yours said, read that.
He didn't know that Dina's no longer our chairman.
And we talked about it originally, he wasn't gonna be 20 feet back with the driveway.
Right.
How could he get a driveway cut in a place where he can't have a driveway?
I think that he's already been approved for all those driveway curb cuts. The DOT has done that.
DOT doesn't give curb cuts on Grange Road, does it?
That is a state road, yes, they do.
Is it really?
Yes,
Huh.
it is.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
that at all. What is
Well-
it, like old Route 3 or something?
I don't know what it was originally, but yes, it is the state's.
It's, I don't understand, so if an agreement can be made between me and the town,
Mhm.
this parking will be providing for parking for Grange Hall.
Well, what he's
If
talking
not,
about.
it will provide for parking for overflow for 7 Grange Road. Either way, the parking will be a great benefit to the limited parking in the area. So it sounds to me like either way, he's going forth with that as a parking area.
Well, what he's really saying is he's asking the planning board to give him leeway and allow him to use part of the setback, the wetland setback. And generally speaking, in the past, the board has been somewhat agreeable as long as you weren't trying to utilize the whole setback area. So, and it would be up to the planning board. This isn't a ZBA issue. They've given themselves the authority in the zoning to do this. The problem that I see is, well, I mean, if he's gonna put the parking there regardless, but then you can say, well, he's in his setback area, and in the setback area, you can only cover X amount of square footage with man-made product, or
I don't
accessory
really,
use.
I don't have an issue with the parking area there. I have an issue with the wetlands area being used. But
But he
I
isn't.
guess I'm kind of confused with the issue of when he was at the planning board, initially he gave us a intention there. The intention changed when it became a wetlands issue.
Right,
The intention changed when he came before the selectmen
right.
to ask for a right-of-way easement for the back and for the front. And it sounds to me like when he went to this conditional use application statement, it
Mhm.
sounds to me like the intention is changed yet again, because now he's
He's saying he's going to
To-
have parking there,
parking there one way or another.
one way or the other.
Correct.
The only difference being is if the board will not give him permission to go into the setback area of the wetlands.
Correct.
Now, he's not disturbing the wetlands, we have a 20-foot buffer to the wetlands that we say we don't want you to do stuff in order to protect the wetland area.
How far into the wetlands is it?
It's not into the wetlands.
Well,
I mean, if
The
you look at,
driveway part encroaches on the setback.
it
yeah.
doesn't give measurements here, but where
Okay,
is here,
I don't know, what is this here?
that's wetlands.
Okay, if this is the wetlands line. Let's see, oh, here's your building right
Right.
here. So now, this is where he's proposing they come in at. This is an elevation. So if this is the actual wetlands delineation, then you would go out 20 feet from this, and that's what we call the buffer. The protective area to protect the wetlands.
So if you go out 20 feet from there,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to park in there. There's not
Or-
enough room.
Depending on what the distance is from here to wherever the 20-foot would be, right? I mean, there may still be, it might just make it a little bit of a tight spot.
It would only allow, I believe, this is what he said at the other meeting, it would
Mhm.
only allow roughly 16 to 17 feet
Yeah.
of a buffer.
And in a certain area, but over here, he wouldn't be in the wetland buffer at all.
Right.
So it's
At
just,
the point it would be.
right, right here at this point, he would be into the buffer somewhat.
Correct.
But here he wouldn't, and over here he wouldn't, so it would just be this small space. Now, it would strictly be up to the board. And I mean, as far as having a parking lot there, certainly, especially if he's only going to make it a gravel lot, that would get him past the zoning as far as your setbacks. You could have gravel in the setback, that isn't man-made, so.
You got a snow storage abutting the wetland.
Well, he would have to, wherever he's showing his snow storage, that would have to be moved.
Yeah,
Yeah, because this is wetlands right here, and,
I think there's a 20-foot buffer from that too in there.
yeah. So, anyway,
There's wetlands, there's a snow storm.
Yes, yeah, got it right here.
I did read the letter and, from the Conservation Commission, and they bring up some very valid points that I think will be brought up at the planning board meeting. So,
When
How can-
does he come before the planning board anytime soon?
well, our next meeting isn't until the second Tuesday in November, and I'm not really sure if she's closed that yet and who's going to be on the agenda. So, but that's when, because we were scheduled for, we could have had a meeting on the 24th, but she's on vacation and I will be indisposed on the 24th, so she didn't schedule anything for that Tuesday.
Is this, in the form of an email?
Yes, that was one of the letters that I copied from the conservation, yes. The only thing I wanted, and apparently Gus also got a copy because she stamped it. So that means that all the board members will receive that. And it will be part of his file.
Did I get an email with this?
I think I did one. Letter, John Bernard, his very last letter, see? And I made you a copy of this, income. It's the very last letter.
I'm gonna give him an authority.
Yep.
Make sure that Tom gets a copy, that's all.
Okay. Yep.
Rather it in an email.
No,
I thought that today we had 3 letters from Eliza from the conservation.
yeah, this
We have them,
one,
that's what we have.
that the one that you emailed to all? Yeah, yeah. No, I made a copy of that. There's, I gave her a copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, I did. I gave her a copy. I made copies of all of the commissioner stuff so we'd have it for their meeting. I know I did. I gave you one. Here, there's more stuff under here. What is this? Here it is.
okay.
So anyway, I mean, like I say, I'm not sure yet when it's going to be on the agenda, or whether the agenda for November, the second Tuesday in November is closed yet. I don't know.
Who's the chairman of the board?
Jane Olden is now the chairman of the planning board, and Rich Benson is our vice chair.
Oh,
Wow, he made a meteoric rise.
Yes. He has made a genuine effort. He's been to every one of our meetings except for one, which he was in Florida for. He always comes prepared, and although he is new to the board, he has demonstrated in many ways that he cares about what's going on at our meetings. So,
That's a very good thing.
yes. I know, well, I don't think this is supposed to talk about.
I'm glad to hear he's doing well.
Yes, he is. And I was given a few names to talk to as far as maybe potentially some other people. So,
nice.
And Jane Alden certainly is making an impact
yes,
here in the town.
she is.
Good to see residents step up.
Yeah, it is. Very nice.
Especially new ones.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm.
Okay, our agenda has changed significantly tonight, so, Joe, will you be available tomorrow at 1 o'clock to have a, non-public with, personnel, instead of having it tonight?
Yes.
Great.
Ready? Wow.
I really do need a new pen.
All those pins you make.
Here, I have an extra one.
Oh, that's one, I have one now, thanks, I just,
It's 1 o'clock here.
yes. That's one of the reasons why I don't carry ones that I make.
Thursday.
So we will have a non-public tomorrow. Richard and Sandra Sturgeon and Warren Suter have been continued until November 3rd. Non-public has been continued. We have a non-public with conservation on a legal matter, and that's gonna be at 6 o'clock tonight. And then we will be leaving here shortly thereafter for a meeting that we just found out about with DES and Ray Burton and on the Silver Lake Association, which is very important for us to attend. So I would say that we would need to do personnel policy on November 3rd. That's okay. And I would prefer waiting to set up a budget workshop till Catherine comes upstairs.
Okay.
Okay, Joyce. You're up.
These, we're going to do a non-public legal, correct?
Right.
Okay. Did you want to do that first? That's what all this is. Because, well, just two of the items I need a board's decision on. The rest is just information. And this will be November 3rd.
So here's a little information while you're setting up. On the way here today, well, I happen to know that it was the Vice President of the United States
Mm-hmm.
was at the Tilton Diner. The town of Tilton had 5 police cruisers, all running and flashing their
That's
lights,
yours.
and all the appropriate police
Security.
officers that went with it. There was a state police car with at least 2 state policemen there. The chief was there.
Yep.
With his car. There were multiple SUVs and obvious Secret Service guys around. And I'm guessing and there was a helicopter sitting above the arch for the entire time, hovering.
It's amazing the coverage you get when you're a VP.
You must be doing a much more important job than I thought he was doing. That's all I can say. Kyoko calls me up and says, "Oh, the vice president's here. You want to come over and meet him?" It's like, no, I don't think so. It seems like a spectacle. It really did. I was just like,
He was with the governor
oh my goodness.
and
That
chief.
explains the TV people.
The chief needed to be there for security.
Right.
He was asked for security detail.
I was just curious as to whether the town of Tilton and their taxpayers pay that bill, or whether the federal government will reimburse us for that.
I'm sure it's on the town of Tilton, because it came through the town of Tilton.
Right.
Well, welcome, Mr. Vice President.
Yes.
I had a nice lunch.
Our chief is salaried anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
We found out late last night that he was coming. He was either gonna eat at the Tilton Diner,
Mm-hmm.
was Tilton Diner, Polly's, or Tilton House of Pizza, and looked for time and
Right.
what we could get off on the highway, what was quick
On
and easy.
and off, yeah.
But he was supposed to be in Concord at 3:30.
You didn't make that.
Oh no, he just turned in, what, at 2:45 at Tilton Diner?
About
To have lunch.
3:40, the helicopter flew away, so.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd rather Catherine be here.
Yeah.
Personnel policies Monday, November third. Meeting dates for Jen Clements, the only person I heard back from was Pat, she gave me some dates. And, Joe, you said anytime.
Yeah, I'm in.
Just let me know and I'll,
Yeah, I can't, you know, unless they bring me back something for the medical part that I'm not aware of at this point, I'm available.
So we'll wait for, Catherine to call.
Yep.
Pine Street Box Culvert, I sent you the email with the
Yes.
status report as of today, I still haven't received anything.
Well, I mean, I don't know how the rest of the board feels, but as far as I'm concerned, I agree with Dennis, we don't give up all the money until we've got everything all done.
I don't
Did
give
he
up any
send-
money.
did he send the figures on how much he?
Yeah, have we gotten the figures from Dennis yet?
Catherine Dawson spoke to him late this afternoon, and I believe she said 6,500, but she can confirm that.
Mm. Well, I'm not in favor of giving him whatever's left, because there's still work to be done next spring. And-
How much currently is?
Well, according to what Mr. Todd Query has to say, he's telling us that the amount of, what he calls retainage is $10,625.50.
We haven't made a payment on that in quite some time, have
Correct. We stopped when we found the
we?
mess.
Well, we should have.
We would wait for the engineer to do his final inspection,
Yeah.
and then he would submit to the board payment requisition with his recommendation on what is to be paid.
Have we got paid from the engineer group on our bill?
So I would say no. Not only that, but now Dennis did on the first page, I don't know if you guys read this or not, but he said that, as far as the work that, remained to be completed, according to Dennis, they've sealed the concrete, fixed the chips and cracks, Gemstone put silicone in all the joints, the loam has been spread, backed up to the base coat, raked out, the swale. Dennis said everything looked good. And the only thing that didn't do is, he said regarding the removal of the damaged tree on Scambati's lawn, Phelps told him that he was not informed that he had to pull the damaged tree out. He said he would have his worker cut it off, however, the worker did not have a chainsaw with him on that day. Dennis is advising the board to hold some retainage for the 1.5 inches of top coat in the spring. He will measure and provide us with a figure later on today. Also, to reseed the lawn if it didn't seed properly over the winter. As of today, I have not received any communication from Holden in response to my email shown below. And,
There's still some bushes and trees that need to be replanted, is that correct?
we're having the nursery do that.
Yes, but
Has
they
it been
still
done?
have yet to do that.
I don't know if that's been done or not. Were they supposed to,
They're supposed to contact the Scambadis and schedule it after the 17th.
after the 17th? So I guess we need to check with the Scambadis and see if they've been contacted. That would be, the next thing. See if they've been contacted or, what's going on there.
Our letter to them about the motion to change the rail did go out, but I didn't put it in the mail until Monday.
I didn't sign it till late.
Okay.
And Dennis did not say anything about seeing any landscaping.
Trees or landscaping,
Yeah.
this is sodding the hills stuff,
Right.
the swales, whatever.
I would say that we hold on to it because we have to hold on to it. They have to pay back for the landscaping as well.
Yep.
So,
So
I'm
they're
not in
coming.
favor of releasing anything.
When the job is done.
At this point, I hate to say it, but I don't have any faith or confidence that they'll come back on the line, so.
In light of the issues we've had, I think it's
Yeah.
a good idea for us to retain, hey, finish it up quick and we'll pay it.
But I mean, we'll just have to get a hold of the Scambadis now and find out if they've heard from the nursery, if
Now,
anything's
should we
been
call
set
the
up.
scan bodies or should we call the landscape company?
Scan bodies.
I would say the scan bodies, we wanna know that they're informed on what's going on. And if we don't ask them, we won't know.
Did you want me to call them off?
Sure.
Let us know at the 1 o'clock meeting.
What about the tree?
That's supposed to come down, let's get it the way it
The
is
tree
now.
needs to be removed because that's where the other tree is going to be. It's gonna be replaced. We can't just cut it.
So is
And-
that something Hills, you want Hills to do, or the, after the landscaping bill?
And then we pay half of that landscaping bill. I'm not in favor of that.
I would say
We
the
didn't
only,
damage the tree.
I would say the only way I would accept cutting it off at the ground level is if the skin bodies wanted the tree moved over, you know, the new tree. But if they want it back in the same place, they're gonna have to remove what's there, or put it in.
I would suspect that it would be what the scan bodies want.
Yeah,
Want it in the front, next to it,
yeah.
we could cut it off. If they want it located where it is.
Yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't want a cut off tree in a beautiful garden like that when I'm putting in a new tree right next to it.
Well, yeah, but you can do
You just
really,
have a stump there.
no, you do neat things with it. You know, I had Joe draw mine out and I plant flowers in my stumps until they rot and they fall away, but they hold flowers, you know,
Kyoko uses the stumps.
Yeah.
Flowers.
yeah. So, I mean, it,
She likes it, some do, I don't know, maybe Mrs. Gambati is going to.
I mean, maybe she wouldn't.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
but they do make nice holders where you can either put a flower pot on top or Joe drills it out and I put dirt in there, plant flowers. It looks nice. And it's pretty to look at until the stump totally rots away.
Yeah, it's a natural stand for a
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah.
So for right now, we're just gonna wait until we hear from Holden.
Yeah, well, we haven't heard anything from him.
And, I'll check with skin bodies.
Yep.
And I'll also check with skin bodies and how we want to do the tree.
Mm-hmm.
These are the, 3 letters that we received from the Conservation Commission.
Yep.
One is for snow storage.
Yeah.
Those are all part of it, email you sent us.
Did you look at those? Okay, the second one had to do with the Conservation Commission voting to unanimously grant authority to the Tilton Park Commission to oversee the maintenance of Buffalo Park.
Right.
I mean, it's still, as a conservation area, the Parks Commission is going to.
Yep. But I think the importance of that is the fact that the park commissions didn't want snow storage there.
I
So,
don't understand why they would be taking over the maintenance, or what maintenance is there in the conservation area?
there's quite a bit of maintenance. They go in and they clean up broken trees or clean up dead branches, make sure the trails are open, cut down anything that's in the trail area where people walk. There's quite a bit to keeping the maintenance up on it. You know, and removing branches that may be overhanging the trails, it could be dangerous to people walking underneath.
I'm just curious why the Parks Commission would do that.
They have been all along,
How happened?
yes,
Hmm.
doing the maintenance on them.
They have no other control over it except that they're gonna pay for it out of their budget to maintain it.
Well, they've been treating it, it is a park, and they've been treating it as one of their parks as far as the cleanup and stuff. And, Bob Hardy apparently has a lot of experience in this area. So he's, been kind of like spearheading, you know, volunteer groups and stuff to go through walkthroughs and pick up debris and, you know, just keep it safer for people who wanna walk through there.
It's a nice place, I go snowshoeing.
You do what?
I go snowshoeing there.
Oh, she said I go snorkeling.
I haven't tried the snorkeling yet, I gotta wait for the water to come up in the brook.
I was gonna say, I didn't know the brook was that deep.
Well, I can follow it down to the little pond there on the conservation Tilton school stuff. Although I don't know if I wanna go swimming in that pond.
No, I don't think so either. Sorry, Janice.
Okay, the other letter was pertaining to best management practices for snow storage, and I know Selectman Dawson has been in touch with DES, and
Yeah.
she's working on this, so perhaps she'll want to
Okay,
bring the board up to speed on that.
right.
And then the last one we've already spoken about
Yeah.
is their review of a conditional use permit for 570 Concord Road.
Right.
And I'll copy this too.
I gave her a copy too.
The Brownsfields grant, when we went to the workshop last Friday, this is, that's not budget. This basically, to this point, is the grant application.
Holy mackerel.
Rick is going to be writing the grant application. I will be assisting him in getting letters of support from
Mhm.
nonprofit user groups and also some statistics.
Right.
In addition, the city of Franklin is also applying for a clean grant.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a conference call Monday at 2:00, because one of the new guidelines that none of us knew about was part of the grant process. You have to have another component, and an acronym is and a backup, which is some sort of analysis that you have to do. It's a
Mhm.
3-page form. You need an engineer to do it. So when we asked Rick, we said, well, how much is that gonna cost? He says, I'll send Franklin. He said, oh, probably $5,000. So,
That's
so,
extortion, isn't it?
so we went to Kim Poulet and we said, Kim, do you have any money in your Brownsfields money to pay for this? And he was, we like pulled him off the ceiling. So we said, look, we'll just talk about this on Monday, because we
Mhm.
all needed to get back to home bases.
It's time sensitive, of course.
Yes, oh yes, that's the other part. Another part of the grant is that we have to hold a public meeting, not a hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have the notice posted no later than November 14th. So I was thinking that we could hold the meeting on November 17th. And it's just an opportunity for comment.
Right.
As soon as we post the notice on the 14th, we have to have the draft of the grant application
Mm-hmm.
and a backup plan.
Okay.
Now, since this is a public meeting, not a public hearing, we can just do, it's not like I have to do a 10-day or a 7-day
Right.
publication to get it to print on.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really gonna have the most 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But what we were able to resolve in the conference call was, Elizabeth Caro, because their cleanup project is a little more involved than ours. Ours is just doing open space. She's already developed a relationship with the hazard division.
Okay.
DES, so she's going to call him, because
Mhm.
they have to write a letter approving our request, that they
Right.
support our request. And since this is a brand new requirement, to see if they have any money, to pay for this. And we got Rick to come down to 2,000 for 5,000.
Okay.
Also Dick Lewis, who's their economic development director, running their grant portion, he's going to call the EPA facilitator to make sure that what Rick is going to give us, what's the minimum we can submit with our grant to not disqualify ourselves from the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to get back to us next week with this one.
Okay.
So Franklin is helping. And then Rick is someday next week, he's going to visit with Rick and I here, and then go to the city.
Right. Oh, and for your information, I did bring everything up to the planning board at our last meeting. And I noticed today, just before I left to come down here, I'd received a draft of the minutes. So, once we've gone over the draft of the minutes and made any corrections, then I will be able to, when we meet, approve those, and then you'll have a copy of the draft, of the minutes from the planning board, as well as, we did talk about it. We talked about the groundwater protection, everything that was brought up that you and I addressed, and the board was in agreement that they didn't see an issue.
So the Brownsfield meeting, you'd like on the 17th, during our selectmen's meeting? And then next week you're going where? You said you had to meet with Franklin.
No, Rick is meeting with Franklin. Rick Patton for here. He's going to come here and meet with Rick and I, and then he goes to Franklin to meet with them. Hopefully we'll have the answers to our questions
Right.
about doing this portion of the grant.
Yeah.
is new.
Okay.
As far as putting together the advisory committee, we could hold that to another meeting.
What advisory committee?
In our memorandum of agreement that the town has with the Trails Association, they have to provide all of the maintenance and the maintenance plan. And there's also an advisory committee that the selectmen will appoint to make sure that, the town is kept informed of what's happening with the trail, what maintenance has to be done, because there has to be a quick response.
Mhm.
Maintenance is required, and that the town will have access to $10,000 to what we this time for trust fund. So the advisory, let's say that somebody tore the fence down, the advisory committee would meet, say, you know, we gotta fix this, it's gonna cost X number of dollars, we need to do it this date.
Mhm.
They would come to the board of selectmen and say, we need to withdraw
Right.
X number of dollars from the fund to have that repaired.
Okay.
So right now, it's set up in the memorandum of agreement that the selectmen will appoint the members of the advisory committee. I don't know if we set a number yet.
Yeah, how many do we need to have on hold?
At least 5. One of the members has to be a member of the board of directors of the Trails Association.
Okay.
So that's what we have to do, the selectmen and the town designee, some of the trails board of directors, and then the rest would be volunteers. So
Why 5?
we don't have to have 5, I just said at least 5.
Why not 3?
Because you want to make sure you have a lot of people that are out there keeping an eye on the trail.
So the advisory committee is also going to be
The oversight.
the oversight of looking
Yeah.
at the trail.
Right, and the public and,
So they're not just advising.
So
They're gonna be the eyes and ears.
By
the
having
all
this
eyes
tr-
and ears.
by having this trail in Tilton means that the selectmen are actually have to go out and walk the trail and report anything that's going on in the trail. It can't be somebody that's designated to do that. You need a selectman on the committee as well.
right,
Yes.
one selectman, one board of directors person, and volunteers, right?
But
I'm just thinking that we're just not spread thin enough yet.
I know.
No, what I envision, and this is something we all need to talk about, is that there'll be a number of people that will be, you know, adopting portions of the trail. We'll have a formal maintenance plan, we'll have a formal reporting procedure. So it's just getting that all set out.
Mm-hmm.
The selectmen give them the authority by appointing them to this
Right.
committee.
Mhm.
So it'll be a town committee with the authority to set. So, is that what you mean?
Well, do you want to do the advisory committee at another meeting? So,
Oh,
Rick and I aren't ready yet.
can you make sure that we have,
evening selectmen, Dawson.
can you make sure that you have recommendations for, the, directors from the trail? And then, I'd like to hear from from the trails, their recommendation on how many they want on the committee.
I think this should be up to us. It's our
Oh, it
program.
is up to us, but I'd like to hear what they, you know, if there's a number thrown out, 3, 5, or 7. I mean, if we're gonna oversee this trail and everything about the trail, then I would suspect the more the better, but
I'll volunteer to be the selectman.
She got my vote.
she's got the meritorious award for the,
And I walk it in the winter anyway, and it's winter, so that'll go covered in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing is I don't know, I like to snowshoe, but I don't know that I go that far from home. I always have the thought in mind that as I'm out there walking, if I get real cold, I'll run in and have some coffee.
So I guess we have 2 members.
so can we have,
Do you look, I've got so many things to do right now, I would love to, really, but I don't know if I can make a meeting, I've got.
what, you're not spread that thing yet? Come on. What's up with that?
We have the selectmen set the minutes.
Right,
On November 3rd's agenda, could we put down the Trail Advisory Committee appointees?
Make sure everybody has a copy of the memorandum of understanding, so we understand just exactly what we're creating.
Yeah,
We can go ahead and,
What are we gonna do with it? Do we have a
Right,
reserve
did-
fund for it?
expend the trust fund that was created.
We do have it?
mhm.
I mean, the fund was created, but they haven't committed the money because the trail has.
We created that fund?
Yes,
Oh, I don't remember.
yep, it was at town meeting.
Oh, I know it had to be, but I just don't remember.
And each year, we're going to.
Good, that'd be great.
keep putting money in.
Okay,
Let us start earning interest.
Yeah, the only other thing I mean, I have, most of it is just status reports, I know we're on the time, and I do that in form of an email.
Okay.
I did just.
oh no, that's bad word.
I did just want you to know, Hank Woodward,
Okay,
that at 4 o'clock this afternoon, I received the insurance rates.
Oh, okay.
What?
Sent it to Tim, I have not had.
Our insurance rates for the next year, for the budget.
Okay,
It's, they do have some other plans to offer,
right.
but we do, that's a big chunk of our budget. And as far as the flexible spending accounts, I have, 3 definites, 3 possibilities, and I'm still waiting for 2 town hall people to get back to me.
Okay.
I did notice in the email that she sent us, Tammy sent us, that the cost to manage the flexible spending account per month went from $4 to $4.50 a month. So, I'll have an analysis for that.
all right. We'll ask you to, well, we'll ask you to come back on board with us in a few minutes, because I said that with our change in our schedule, as soon as Chuck could get here, we would go into a non-public and then switch back over to you if we need be. We'll go into a non-public and take your non-public as well at the same time. Okay, after them, right. So I will make a motion to enter into non-public session as per RSA 91A, Claim 3, as it pertains to litigation pending claims.
Second?
Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
We're red. Okay.
Make a motion that we retain the services of Mark Tucker and firm to further pursue the litigation of the Martin property.
Second?
Former,
That's former.
Former Martin property.
which the town purchased.
Second?
Second, the motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Really good job.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Hope you didn't mind the convincing of it working.
I would like to make a motion that we seal the minutes of the non-public until such time that they have been resolved.
Second.
Yes.
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 Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank
See you
you.
later.
Appreciate
A lot
it.
of good work.
Hi Janice, how are you tonight?
Oh, good. I just wanted to, for my sake, the wonderful family.
Oh, good.
That was awesome.
Very well.
There's all the kind of food that, you know, people really do, so it's really nice, but it's the stuff that you can eat in between.
Right.
Sit there on the couch and eat fruit or.
Pretty much what was going on.
Yeah.
You know, and I just want to thank everybody, because it's like, we're a little slow to thank you notes right now, but, you know, everything that we've got, we really appreciate it. It's been fantastic. It's seriously great.
Good. Good, good.
It's good. Yeah.
Goodish.
It's goodish. It'd be better if it never happened.
That's right.
Of course.
I just, we're a little later, like, thank yous, and I was driving by, and I said, and I wasn't speeding. And I just wanted to say thanks to everyone.
Well, let him know that we're here if he needs us.
Anything you guys need, let me know. And I keep telling him, I've got a wheelchair if he needs to be wheeled.
Yeah, you know, we got an office chair today, which actually is real good for moving around the house.
Yep.
It's actually works better than the wheelchair, I guess, so he said, you know, that's working pretty good. And
That swivels and stuff.
yeah, he's really liking that, you know. He's, you know, he's doing really well this week, and they were worried about a lot of different things, and that everything looks better than they thought it was gonna look. And,
Wonderful.
you know, yeah. So I just want to thank you, I'm sorry to cut you
Not a
off.
problem at all.
And set up what
I'm glad you did,
Tell
Janice,
Norm we
thank
said
you.
hi.
I will.
Send them our best wishes.
I just hope everything was great. Oh, good, it's all good, good.
So you can come back
Smile
next
for the
week,
camera, Janice.
or a week after.
Uh-huh, you're on camera, right?
Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Thank you for everything.
Oh, you're welcome. He's doing good.
I don't know how long it lasts.
So that's gone.
Here, I'll give you these.
Tell him I said hi, and if he needs anything, call him. Okay.
Because he
really enjoyed
that, he got a big kick out of the welcoming.
Okay, can you pass around the wagon letter? We can read that while you're talking. And the
Are we
public.
non-public again?
No, we're not yet.
Why is it not a non-public?
So much.
You're welcome. Tell him to call me if he needs anything.
Oh, and you know he will.
So am I working?
You know, he really appreciates it.
Make a motion on the non-public,
I know that they got a voice, but.
Okay. So we're back in public and now we need to go back into non-public. And we are having an abbreviated session because we're quickly going to a meeting. So Chief, you're gonna be excused.
Okay.
You can be excused, I should say.
All
We have an abbreviated.
Thanks for coming.
And thank you very much for protecting the vice president and for protecting our governor. Thank you.
They
Did
were
you have,
very-
at least get to have lunch with them or no?
He didn't even get to eat. He got a piece of blueberry and apple pie and took it to go.
Aw,
Yeah, he actually sat and did photos with everybody and shook
Well,
hands.
my wife is gonna love that.
Oh, yeah.
I brought the camera, no
Yeah.
doubt.
okay. All right. So I will make a motion to enter into non-public as per RSA 91A:3, consideration of negotiation of pending claims and litigation, E.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes.
We're red.
I make a motion that we seal the minutes of the non-public as they pertain to litigation until such cases are resolved.
Second?
yes.
Aye.
Yes.
I can make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
I make a motion we adjourn. Second.
All those in favor?
It was me, Catherine, so yes.
Stop sign. You have to go right or left. You make a left. No, you go left.
That
and
was
then
real
you move.
casual at the end, don't you think, Kevin? So does that make it official, Chairman?
Here's Belmont
Huh?
Hardware.
Yeah.
So you
We're
start at
officially done?
104,
Right.
and then go